started. So my name is Jim Reed. I run Next Level Coaching. So Next Level Coaching is an internal coaching program you guys all know, but we're taking it outside of Summit. And we've been in that process for, gosh, feels like a year, but at least a solid 6 months. It doesn't really change anything for you guys at all. It just makes it possible for realtors to be part of it. Realtors can't pay a mortgage company, right? So there has to be a different company that runs the coaching program. I think our future in our coaching program, besides like our main purpose is help you do more loans and help you save money and help you not work 5 million hours a week. And based on like a lot of requests, we wanted to add a realtor division because realtors need it too. And we want it to be a safe place for them. Like they're not getting beat up. They're not getting embarrassed. It's meant to be a tool. By adding realtors to our program, it is a tool for you guys to use to get closer to your referral partners, to give them something no one else can give them. And that's the purpose. So our event's coming up in May. What's the date, Becca?
14 and 15.
So 14th and 15th. So I think that's a Wednesday and a Thursday. So we're all going to come in on Tuesday. We'll hang out Tuesday night late. And then we're working all day Wednesday and working about a half a day Thursday and then flying home. So it's super expensive. It's in Dallas again. So it's the middle of the country. So you can get there hopefully with one flight and no layovers. Raise your hand if you hate a layover. I hate a layover. And so I'm encouraging you to bring your realtors because you will find that you go deeper with them. So our topic today is recording and transcription. Oh, that's exciting. I got to be careful what I say. I'm glad I read that. So the rules of the call are this. You got to participate. You got to have your camera on and you got to take notes. Even if you throw the notes out afterwards, just writing them down is going to make them sink in your brain a little better. So get a piece of paper and a pen if you don't have one and take some notes. Our topic is, what is our topic, Becca?
How to get more leads than you can handle.
More leads than you can handle. So how does it make you feel when I say that, John? You're muted.
Hey,
ready to learn.
Oh, these two.
Yeah.
Makes you feel ready to learn. Okay. Mark, who else said something? Lauren, how does it make you feel? More leads than you can handle.
I want
Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me how it makes you feel.
That I want that.
Okay.
It does not make me feel nervous at all.
Really?
No.
Does it make anybody else feel stressed when you have more leads than you can handle? You guys are lying.
yes.
It stresses me out. It's the number one stress I have. More leads than I can handle. I work my ass off to get leads, and then I get a lead and don't call them back right away and get a bad reputation. It stresses me out. Does it stress you guys
call
out?
Him back. Then call him back if it stresses you out.
Well, how about if you're doing 25 loans a month and you have 4 consultations back to back to back, and each one takes an hour and a half and they're booked, Mr. Jim?
I learned this from a good friend of mine. I mean, the guy is, he would be the first one to tell you he's a sociopath, but he's also the #1 realtor in Chicago. I mean, sometimes he only sleeps 2.5 hours a night, but he's lost listing appointments by not getting people, getting back to people in the next 2 hours. So no, it's stressful. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work and get overwhelming.
Good. So you agreed with me and disagreed with me in the same sentence. I like that, Jim. That's very consistent. It's very consistent, Jim. I don't want to teach people how to be sociopaths if it's okay. And I don't want them to teach them how to sleep 2 hours a day. That's not what we're up to. What I want is a hard 50 hours. I think you're going to have to call 1 to 3 leads back on a weekend, sometimes none. So what? But if you can work a hard 50 Monday through Friday and generate more leads than you can handle, it's a good problem to have. So I want to tell you the way I think about this and how I got past it. I got stuck 2 times in my career at income levels. Those income levels don't matter. I'll share them with you if you want, but you'll get stuck at a different one. Mine were 250. I got stuck there for about 3 years. 500, I got stuck there for, I think it was another 3 years. Um, so what got me stuck?
Being comfortable with that income level? Sources?
Could be that, like you're comfortable, maybe making more money than you ever thought you would make or whatever. Don't have no debt for the first time, so you were kind of thought you had it going on. Yeah, that's definitely stalled me out before. It didn't stall. That's not what stalled me out those 2 times, but it's probably what stalled me out most recently. Yeah, I agree with that.
Processes.
Right.
Yeah, how to
go ahead.
scale the business.
Yes, that was the solution. That's what was the solution to unstick myself. But the problem was I just saw more income as more work, right? That's what got me stuck. I just saw it as more work. And I couldn't, I had 2 kids, little kids, a wife. I didn't have no time for no more work. So I saw making more money as more work. Specifically, I saw it as more work hours. That's what stalled me out. There's another thing that stalled me out. What was it?
Limiting beliefs.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there was part of it was you didn't think you deserved it. I'm betting.
There could be one. I never really had that problem. I kind of think I'm a big deal. That was a joke, Jason. Yes, that was definitely one. Keep going. I felt like I didn't deserve it, right?
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
one that a lot of people struggle with. The other one is like just not thinking that you see the big producers and you don't think you can do it, or you don't think
Imposter
that.
syndrome.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Like you just don't think you're that good, or you think like that's definitely it. The third one, those both have happened to me, and both at different times those have impacted me. There's another one for me that is a weird one, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. So my dad, I mean, I love my dad. He's a good dad. He got excellent work ethic. He started working at IBM, taping boxes, and he became the highest paid non-executive at IBM in San Jose just by working hard. Never finished college. Hard-working dude. When I was little, I remembered him as the guy who came home on the weekends and yelled a lot because he could. Well, I mean, it's funny, but it's not right. Like it didn't bother me, but like he commuted, so he left before I woke up, and he got home after I went to sleep 4 or 5 nights a week. So work ethic's like off the charts in my humble opinion, and really, really good at his job. Like his career path was like people talked about how it was unusual, so he was good, right? And the most he ever made was 140 grand. And it's a long time ago, but 140 grand. My brother works 6 days a week, sleeps outside his house. In other words, in a hotel room, away from his family, an average of 3 nights a week. He drives like 200,000 miles in his truck. He has a route that's like he's a district sales guy for Napa Auto Parts, and his territory goes all the way. Sometimes he comes all the way up to Roseville, but L.A. down to halfway down Baja, Mexico, and over to the edge of the far edge, all of Arizona. That's his territory. So he's driving all over, always beat his goal. Like they do a goal in sales usually, and you do a percentage of your goal determines your bonus. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And the most he ever made was 90 grand. Crazy. But those thoughts limited me and stalled me out. So if you really want to have more leads than you can handle, I want you all to write down 2 reasons why you don't have that right now. Usually this coaching the corner is a coach teaches you a tactic and teaches you how to implement it. I'm going a little different today. While they're doing that, Becca, can you put down a to-do for me? I need a camera in my Lodi office for my computer.
Got it.
Thank you. All right, everybody got one or two written down. All right, Jim. You for now on, you Jim the Contrarian. I love it. Tell me what yours is.
And by the way, I was not trying to contradict myself. I was just saying you have a choice. But
I
anyways,
like it. I like you. I'm just teasing. You're teasing me. We're
I
having
know,
fun.
no, you're
Don't you?
good. It's all
Yeah.
good.
All good.
No, so I mean, my biggest reason is I'm more focused on handling the business I have rather than generating new business.
Why?
Well, for me, it's a pain thing as far as, a lot of the deals that I deal with and so forth. It's like, man, if I have more leads, it's going to be more stress. It's going to be more work. And, right now where I'm at, I'm good, so is why, I keep on closing the deals that I have. Why, don't need more. And so I wouldn't be on this call if I felt that was the right approach, but being
Yeah, I
honest with
know.
myself, that's where it's at.
But yeah, that's what I need, bro. Like we all have to, like, you got to have a breakdown if you're going to have a breakthrough. Period. So I'm eliciting a breakdown, right? So yours was like mine. You see it as more work.
Yep. More stress, more pain. More
Isn't it weird
headaches.
isn't it weird that the richest guys I know don't work very much?
Oh, I have the same thing. Yep. And
Wow.
it's like
So the question is, how do they?
what do they say that water off the duck's back? Like nothing stresses them out.
I just think they have skills that we don't have yet. That's what I want you to. I'm trying to change the way your mindset about that, and other people have different things, but you just don't have the skill yet. But it's out there. The skill is out there, and you got to pursue it. Right?
Yep.
Cool.
That's why I'm here.
Yep. Someone else give me what they wrote down. Although otherwise I'm going to call you Brandy. I'm going to call on you because I like you.
So I had also kind of the fear of keeping up with it and then probably just not asking for more leads.
What do you mean? Like
just
what stops
making
you from
sure
asking?
that I am people that I'm talking to, right? My realtors, my past clients, kind of just continuing to ask for that business. I'm not doing that enough.
What stops you, do you think? Because I think almost every single one of us probably struggle with that, honestly.
I think some of it is I don't want people to feel like the only reason I've ever called them is to try to hound them for more business. I feel like maybe I can't make that a genuine ask, and so it doesn't make its way into my conversation.
Yeah. So both of the problems so far are real, or are they mindset, you guys?
It's mindset.
It's going to be mindset.
Yeah, both of them so far are not real problems. They're mindset problems. Jim, you're around people who know the skills you need and can teach you so you don't have to spend all your time in your files. Brandy, you're the same position, right? So far, all these things stopping you from having more leads than you can handle are mindset problems. Someone give me one more.
Distractions.
Who said that? Brandy?
Jessica Payton.
Where is she at? Hey, Jessica. Distractions. Tell me more about that.
Just allowing things from personal life to affect in my 8 hours and not being super focused during that time.
Yeah, so you don't work enough.
Yeah.
It feels like you work 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right?
But nothing's getting accomplished because I'm not really focusing on that task at hand. I'm starting it and then squirreling somewhere else or doing something that has nothing to do with business.
Yeah, write this down, Jessica. Starting is easy, finishing is difficult. Anybody can start something. Yeah, so we're right now in next level coaching. You're supposed to be reading the 4 agreements. What are they, Brandon? I have a piece of paper here to help you in case you don't know it. He's looking for his mute button. He's going to find it. It's coming. Brandon Park's going to find it. He's going to chip in right now. There it is. 4 agreements. It's a super short
I also
book.
got to try to find my text I sent you yesterday.
Yeah, I love it.
I remember be impeccable with your word.
Cool. Be impeccable with your word, Jessica, and that means to yourself as well. So here's what I want you to change. Don't put it on your calendar unless you're going to do it. And if it's on the calendar, it's non-negotiable. Like, be impeccable with your word. The first 20 times I read that book, I thought, man, hey, Jim, you got to stop fibbing. Because sometimes I fib because it's a little easier in the moment and I don't want the confrontation. I'm sure I'm the only one on the whole call who does that shit. But sometimes I'll fib a little just to make things like little slide through a little easier. So that's all I thought it was. So that's all I worked on. And then I realized I got to be impeccable with my word to myself. All right, one more. Of the two things you wrote down.
Are you talking to me still?
Yeah, you didn't give me one. So yeah, I just asked you about the 4 agreements. Sure. What did you write down?
Sorry, I didn't. Did you want the rest of the 4 agreements, or you just?
I wanted to talk about the 4 agreements to show her which one she needs to focus on to solve her problem. And now I'm switching back to what's one of the 2 things you wrote down from the beginning of the call.
Oh gosh, man, I don't know if I have anything else on that. They already hit on a lot of good ones.
Which one was yours that stands out? Just so I know as your coach.
I mean, probably distraction right now.
Yes, that's what I thought of when she was talking.
Yeah.
So the formula I want you to write down now on your piece of paper, I would show you my writing, but you won't be able to read it, is your focus multiplied by your activity equals your results. So more leads than you can handle. You're going to come to an event in May. We're going to do a lead tracker section in the general session where the best lead generators in our company are going to share their best source of leads and how they do it. So how they get leads from realtors, how they get leads from past clients, how they get leads from open houses, how they get leads from Tuesday updates, how they get leads from buddy lunches. They're going to teach all their best tactics for getting leads. But then after those events, people go home and do they do it? So the tactics and the more leads than you can handle, that's already available here at Summit and the Next Level. What I'm talking about today is why it's not happening for you. And the answer is in this formula for you. It's different for each one of you, but your answer is in this formula. So it's your focus multiplied by your activity equals your results. So I'm thinking about it last night. I'm like, focus. What's that really mean? Your mindset multiplied by your commitment to your calendar equals your results. So when I say it that way, Jason, what's your biggest problem? Your mindset or your commitment to your calendar?
My
Because it's the
commitment to my
same
calendar.
sentence. Oh. If that's true, you're lucky. I believe it's true. But which one's easier to fix, your mindset or your commitment to your calendar?
I don't know. I think you might need a psychiatrist to fix your mindset sometimes, but I think
it's difficult.
The work is simple but not easy, and I know that's weird to say.
I get it, dude. No one said getting rich was going to be easy, just so y'all know. The harder loans are, the more you should be happy. Period. You got to learn to find joy in the things that bug you. There's no way you're going to get a big commission on a loan if they're easy to do. Not for long. Somebody like Ishby or whatever, those guys figure out stuff that's easy, man, and they don't think about doing 20 loans a month, bro. They think about doing 20,000 loans a month. So this is the formula to have more leads than you can handle. We broke it down to mindset. So Chris Clock, how do you maintain a good mindset? What are tactics to improve someone's mindset? Everybody write down one tactic to improve your mindset. And then you can answer, Chris. Give me 1 second. I want you to write down 1 or 2 things that you have heard of or think about to improve your own mindset. I'm ready, Chris.
Are you going to let me cheat and say multiple things, or do I need to stick to the script?
I prefer you start with just one so other people can share things too.
Yes, Poppy. Here's one that may be semi-abnormal. Convince yourself that the greatness tracker literally will give you the results that you want, because all it does is measure sales producing activity.
So you're saying convince yourself of the truth?
Yeah. But just commit to the greatness tracker, period.
But how does that help your mindset? So your tool for mindset is to believe the people who believe your mentors?
Yeah, surround yourself with people you want to be like.
There you
surround
go.
yourself with
Don't be a
people that have
seagull.
the
Like the
mindset
number
that you
one
want.
thing, yes, the number one thing you can do to maintain and improve your mindset is be diabolically picky about who you talk to and spend time with. If you hang out with a bunch of happy people who are excited to be in the mortgage business and can't wait to go to work, it will rub off on you. If you hang out with a bunch of people who think this is difficult and unfair and why can't it be like it used to be, that also is going to rub off on you. So that is an excellent one. What's another one for maintaining or developing a better mindset, Dave?
Yes, sir. Morning routine with 3 things you're grateful for every single day.
Now, these things are not new that you've heard of, and
Nope.
you're looking, and you guys are looking for something new on this call. That's why we have more people on here than normal. And I'm sorry to let you down. Ain't nothing new. Like some loan officers, I'm sure none of you have gotten a habit, especially through COVID, of starting their workday at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, I know, Jim. Like, you got to knock that off. Like, you got to have a morning routine. I think you got to wake up at 6:30 at the latest every day, preferably earlier. I think that you got to spend some time by yourself quiet and think about positive things. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, write down 3 things you want to get done today, and write down one positive thing about yourself. It's straight out of the book that someone gave me a long time ago that I still use. What's it called? 5-minute morning or something? Tell us the name, Mark. 5-minute journal. 5-minute journal. Fills out a page every day. I fill it out every morning. I start work at the same time every morning. That routine will help your mindset. Someone else give me a mindset. Linus, what do you do to work on your mindset? The thing that's stopping you guys from not having the leads you want is your mindset.
Yeah. It's funny. I wrote down, be very selective of your tribe. So you guys already hit that first. Who you hang out with is who you are each and every day. So that's super, super important. And then, outside of what you've already said, for me, whenever things are tough, I work harder, I work out harder, I sleep more.
There you go. I knew
eat
you were going to
better.
say it. Yes.
I eat better, I read more, I pray more.
Well, you're giving us like 7. You're giving us like 7. For you, I was hoping you would say, like, I've been friends with you for 20-something years. You're always in good shape.
Take care of yourself.
You break a sweat. How many years? 25? You break a sweat. How many times a week?
5.
That helps your mindset. When you're lazy, do you think that it helps your mindset? It destroys it.
You go to dark places.
Yeah. So you got to exercise. You want to be a top salesperson and make a lot of money, you got to be fit. Now, fitness is relative. I'm not telling you got to be a muscle chiseled person. I'm not telling you got to hire a personal trainer and work out 7 days a week. I'm not telling you none of that. But you do got to break a sweat, like dripping wet sweat 3 times a week. Dripping wet sweat 3 times a week. It will help your mindset. All right, give me one more, somebody. Like I'm telling you, the reason you don't have the leads you want is your mindset.
Ching.
I have one.
All right.
Talk to yourself like you talk to your child that you love and you want to succeed.
Yeah. Life has enough critics. Be an encourager. Like what I say when I talk to myself. I have a quote hanging on my wall I look at every day from Bruce Lee. Anybody have it? I've given it to some people to have it. Read it to me, somebody. None of you all put that up?
What is it?
It says, I'm going to paraphrase it, but you can look it up. It says, be careful what you say to yourself. Words are powerful and cast a spell over you. That's why they call it spelling. If you say you can do it, you're right. And if you say you can't, you're right. Now, it's a lot better words than that, Cleo. It's much more articulate, but that's the point. And I have it where I can see it every day because sometimes I got to have a pity party. Sometimes I have a little woe is me. And anybody who like I do not have the right to have a woe is me moment. My life has been, I couldn't have dreamed a life better.
We're blessed, bro.
Yes. So like whatever I'm working on, I have it in front of my face all the time. Someone else help me with mindset, and then we're going to go to calendar commitment.
The 5-second rule. I'm reading this book now.
Okay, what's that?
You count backwards from 5 whenever you have like a big goal or a task or something you've been putting off. And before you can let your brain get in the way, you just do it.
Is that where my wife got that? She's trying to get me to wake up at 4:45 every morning. And she says, all you got to do when the alarm goes off is goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get out of bed.
Yeah, sounds right.
That's where that came from.
I don't get up at 4, nothing. 6.
Me
You
neither.
got to start with a 6 for me. I'll get up at 6. That's it. So that's a simple tactic to get you started, right? That's what get you started, you'll finish. All right, Dave, I need one more mindset and then I got to go to calendar because that's the tactics.
So you want one from me?
A mindset. I thought you raised your hand.
I was saying I got to go, but I'll tell you, visualize your finish line. Like I always saw myself at 25 loans, I would visualize what that feels like, and that's where you go.
Cool.
That's mindset. Like you believe it before it happens, and then it becomes reality.
So I'm going to give you guys all an assignment, a jumpstart assignment for your mindset. Here it is. I need you to clean your closet this weekend. I need you to organize your garage, and I need to clean your workspace. It has to all be done by Monday. You will feel better. I need you to make your bed every morning. I know it sounds stupid.
It works.
But I don't feel good when I look back on the way out of my room and see a messy room, and I sure as shit don't feel good when I go to get in my bed at night and it's not made. The only thing that can improve your mindset is accomplishment, gratitude, and compliments. Those are my 3 things. So accomplishing stuff, no matter how small, helps my mindset. Being grateful keeps me from being negative, and it helps my mindset. I have tons to be grateful for. Giving people authentic compliments helps my mindset. Those are my big 3, along with Linus's fitness. So you got to start working on those. You got to write them down. You got to frame them and hang them where you can see them, and you got to fill your mind with that stuff. But now we got to go to calendar commitment. How many of you print out your calendar every day? Don't lie. Linus, I'm going to strangle you. I know we all have our calendars on our phone. I know. I know it has reminders that pop up. I know. But that's not how we do it. You print your calendar out every day, and you print the form that has the calendar, and on the right side it has a skinny thing where you write down your to-dos. And then on the back, you write down every time you talk to someone. So you carry your calendar around. If you're carrying your calendar around, how many times will you look at it a day?
All the time.
Give me a number. Linus, who's your friend there?
This is Mike, loan officer on my team.
Nice to meet you, Mike. If you
Likewise.
carry around your calendar, how many times will you look at it a day? 10? 20?
20, 30.
40? So if you look at it all day, what you said you were going to do, you know, your calendar is a list of what you said you were going to do, right?
Mhm.
If you look at it all day, what you said you were going to do you think eventually you might actually start doing it? That's the reason you have to print out your calendar. It's impossible to ignore if you're staring at it all day. How many times have you missed a meeting because you didn't remember it? You guys have never done that? A lot. It don't happen when you print your calendar out. It don't happen. So the first step is print your calendar out. The second step is 60% of the events in there need to be sales. Meeting with a borrower, meeting with a realtor, calling and giving people updates, calling back realtors. Is calling back realtors a sales event? You're damn right it is. There can be no gaps in your calendar. I schedule callback times. I schedule work on broken loans. So this is for you, Jim. So I averaged 24 and a half loans for a 12-year period. I had a lot of broken loans. So I got an assignment from my coach at the time, and it was to put 2 30-minute time blocks in my calendar for fixing broken loans. And then I would have the processor and the underwriter on a 3-way call to fix the loan. I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't wonder about it until the 2 30-minute time blocks were to fix it. And Linus, what did I find happened 50% of the time or more?
That you would do what was in the calendar?
No, someone else fixed that shit before I even got to it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
More than half the time, Jim. And it emphasizes this. This grocery store manager taught me this. It's called the pile-on method. If you'll listen to people complain and you'll take their work from them and fix it for them, they're going to keep coming back. But if you don't, they won't. So really, when you're a person who doesn't honor your commitment, and this is heavy, when you don't have impeccable word for your calendar, and you tell me you're always in your files and files are really tough and you're fixing them, I'm sorry to break it down to you, but that's your ego talking. You're really not that important. They just want a loan. If your file always blow up, get some help with skills. Learn how to put together a better file, a quicker, better file. Develop your skills. But the calendar is the secret to making money. Recurring events, committing to your calendar. So we teach you that there are 4 hours that have to be in your calendar. Jim Moore has a question. Go ahead, Jim.
So I've always asked this and I've never gotten a straight answer, but do you use Outlook when you're printing your calendar and like you said, the to-do list and all that? So you just print it straight out of Outlook?
Becca, I don't know if you have the time to get this, but well, here's mine for today. Where's the calendar? Can you see me?
Yep. Oh, I've seen it. I just never printed it myself because I mean I use Google Calendar, so
You're gonna have to actually grab your mouse button and click print, bro.
but I just know I
And you're gonna and then when you do it, there's gonna be this window that opens up that gives you some different options for the view. And I swear to God, you're gonna have to pick one. Like this shit ain't that hard, homie.
I just gotta surrender to Outlook and get rid of the Google Calendar.
No, you don't. I
Yes.
don't give a shit what calendar you use, but I mean, if you're gonna work at our company, I would use Outlook. It ain't that hard. Jeffrey's got his hand up.
I was able to integrate it in mine. So I've got Google because you've got appointments outside of office, right? I've got family, I've got school events to show up, sports that I got to be at. So that's all my Google Calendar pops over. So just put them both in your Outlook and you're golden.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's 4 hours that got to be in there every week. Every week if you're going to be a loan rep, you got to spend an hour calling realtors you don't work with. If you call 5 realtors you don't work with every day of the week and you commit to it, even if you don't know what to say, if you just tell me, Jim, I'll do whatever you say because I'm broke and I want to make it. The one thing I would tell you is to call 5 realtors you don't know that you wish you worked with every single day, say hi, and find a way to meet them in person. Give them a compliment and tell them you need help. Tell me the last time you said to another human being, I need help, and they said, nah, screw you. It don't happen. Don't jump on there talking about selling your service and your rates and your programs. Call 5 realtors you don't know a day, or at least 1 hour a week, call realtors you don't know and ask them for help. You want to learn how to be a better loan rep and they have a great reputation. Can I get 10 minutes? I just want to learn what you need from a loan officer so I can get that and make myself that so I can be more attractive to more realtors. And then sucker punch them and try to get their business. But 1 hour a week, you have to do that. It's the job. The job you used to have in this business does not exist anymore, does it, Brandon? Doesn't exist. No one has the job we used to have. So for 1 hour a week in your commitment, calling realtors you do not work with. At least 1 hour every week, you have to do Tuesday updates before noon. And you have to follow Lauren Levasseur tactics with her questions and her script. You have to. You get an opportunity to work with an agent and for them to see how you do it, you got to do it. You got to call them and give them updates and then try to get their business. You have to. You got to meet with, this is not part of the 1 hour, but I met with 75% of the listing agents. Now, that doesn't mean that they said, yes, I'll meet with you, Jim, and we went and had a business meeting. I would print out the approval, black out the stuff they weren't supposed to read, and hand deliver it if I had to. You got to get in front of the listing agent. So 1 hour a week, you got to do Tuesday updates, like all-star Tuesday updates, like the best of the best. 1 hour a week, you got to work on your business. That means making your calendar better, working on writing out what your morning routine's going to be, changing your checklist of how you turn in a loan, practicing your professional presentation. 1 hour a week, you got to work on your goddamn skills. Otherwise, they're not going to develop and you're going to get stuck like I did. So you got to do that for 1 hour a week. If you're in coaching, that 1 hour a week of coaching counts. So then the next week, you got to do 1 hour. 1 hour a week, you got to call past clients and take care of them. You call a past client and you say this. Hey, it's Jim. How's it going? They're like, oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, man, I was thinking about you. How's the house? What have you done to it? Do you guys like your house? You like the house you live in? Do you do stuff to it? Paint this room, change this window. People like to talk about their house. So ask them, what'd you do to it? And then you ask them, what do you want to do to it? And then you say, a lot of my clients have been calling about rates and all that stuff. So I do this quick worksheet for people. How's your debt? That's a non-invasive way of asking about their debt. How's your debt? Don't ask them, how much credit card bills do you have? That's invasive. How's your debt? Oh, it's been getting higher. And if you don't know what to do after that, y'all, get a new job. I have a refi worksheet you can get from Rebecca, but you got to spend those 4 hours every week. If you're in touch with your clients, you're chasing new realtor relationships, and you're keeping everybody updated on your transactions, is your life going to be easier? And you're going to have time to fix your mindset? And you're going to have time to go out and get more leads than you can handle. We have all the tactics to get more leads. We got the best internal coaching program in the nation, I think. We got some of the best coaches I've ever worked with. They do a lot of units in a market where people struggle to do 2 or 3. They're doing 15 to 20. And they're willing to tell you how they do it. All you got to do is pick the number one tactic for mindset, which is hang out with the right people. Come to the events, get on the coaching calls, call the coaches and make friends with them. Like, that's my advice for more leads than you can handle. Stop thinking about it as more work and start working on the skills that you don't have so you can go get them. I don't want to, like, I've worked with a lot of really good loan officers. And I'm just telling you, I've seen Mark Massa change in the last 2 years. He had a team. We went through tough times in the market. He had to get rid of his team because his units weren't that high. And he started basically doing everything himself, which means he had to develop better skills for his calendar. He had to be impeccable with his word for his commitment to his calendar. He had to develop new skills, and he did it. So don't freaking tell me it can't be done. It totally can be done. He don't hang out with nobody that's negative. He don't waste time. He's super picky about who he listens to. All the things we talk about, he's been doing, working on for a couple of years. How do you agree, Mark?
Sir. Yes, sir.
What would you say different? Did I say it right? What do you think you've done to like, you went from, I think, this is an assumption, so I'm asking, kind of believing you had to have a team to get to 10 loans a month.
Right.
But now you don't think that.
I don't think that. I know
Tell
I can
me
do
why.
it.
How, why, what? What'd you do different?
I am more invested in my realtors and in my clients. Where before I was handing everything off to my team and delegating too much of what my responsibility was. And now that I'm more invested with my realtors and clients, the business just keeps coming.
If I hear another loan officer say to me, I just want to go out, get leads, and have someone do everything else, I'm going to sock them in the face. That job doesn't exist. If it does, I don't know how to teach it. You guys are boutique lenders. Your price is higher. Your commission is higher, and you need to earn it. Mark changed his mindset to earning it. All right, I got time for a couple questions. I'm going to let you go. If you don't ask me a question, I'm going to pick on some people.
Hey, Jim, real quick, I missed, you had 4 hours, 1 hour new realtors, 1 hour Tuesday updates, 1 hour past clients. What was the fourth one?
Work on your business, not in it.
Okay, perfect. And Mark, I loved what you said. That, yeah, you're right on.
He is right
Thank
on.
you.
But he lets his processor do her job. I promise you that. In fact, he demands it, frankly, as he should. So he's not processing his own files and getting in the weeds on them. And when he does feel that way, he calls me and makes me fix it, as he should. So I don't want to make sure you don't hear that the wrong way. Cleo, ask us a question. Come on.
The steps to surrendering to the calendar, Mark.
Good question.
Yeah. What's the question?
What were your steps to mastering the calendar?
So for me, the first thing is, what are my non-negotiables? And so I started with my personal life first in the calendar, which was the time I wake up every morning, which is 4:25. The time I want to do my devotional, which is 4:30 to 5 o'clock. The time I want to work out, which is Linus hours from 5 to 6:30. I got family time from 6:30 to 7:30, and then I'm in the office at 8. And then I've got my non-negotiables throughout the day for business. So what are you committed to, and then stick to them?
Dude, very well said. The most important, not the most important. The one that stuck out at me. How many of you guys and girls have been in the office at 8 a.m. every single work day for the past 2 weeks? I would gather to say none of you except Mark, maybe Linus. So start there. When I see people struggling with this, Cleo, when I'm coaching them, I give them a homework assignment of 2 days a week. You got to be in the office in your suit at 6 a.m. If you do that and you're in your office suited up for 2.5 hours before anybody else gets there, you'll work on your business. You'll get organized. You'll make the decisions. You'll get caught up. You'll get your breath back. It's like you're out of breath running in life. How do you get your breath back? Go to the office 2 days a week at 6 a.m. for 2 weeks in a row. I guarantee all the problems will go away. But the way to not get there is what he said exactly for the morning routine. All right, let's see. One more question. Who wants to ask me a question? Vinny, thanks for volunteering. Ask me a question, Vinny, with your billion-dollar penthouse view. I don't think you're at the office in a suit and tie, but it's okay. Keep going.
No, not in the office in a suit and tie. All right. Well, fine. I'll ask the question. You talked about getting to the office early and everything, and be around. What if your office is empty? So, like, I have a desk rental in a real estate office, and most of the days I'm there by myself, and I'm an extrovert. I like being around people. So, what's a way to,
Well, even that's better than being at home.
Yeah.
So I would go to my office at 8. I would do so I have a morning routine at home, and I have the way I start my work day. So I'd go to my office at 8 where no one's at. I would print out my calendar. I would go through my morning routine. I would check my email, my voicemail, make a list of things to do today. And if there was no one around and I had nothing to do, I'd go see 4 real estate offices. But by being there, I'll work on the problem of what to do. By saying there's no one there, the problem will not go away. That was an excellent question. That's a great question. Like, you're there at 8 a couple days in a row and no one's there, and you're like, call your coach. Call me. What should I do? I'll say, print out your last week's calendar and let me see it. Let's get some stuff on there. Let's start, like, dude, there's so many tools. Slide dial voicemail. Texting that you can send texts that look like they're personal to reach out and share information. Like, the next step to more leads than you can handle is 10x thinking. Everything you're doing 10 times as much. Everything that you're doing, do 10 times as much. When you do a realtor call, stay on with the realtor 10 times as long as you used to. Call 10 times as many. Invite 10 times as many people to your events. That's the next step on the next call. All right, you guys, I got to take off. Thanks for being on here. Bye.